So this morning, Disney's D23 sizzle reel dropped with the new footage from Star Wars Episode 9. They're not really calling it a trailer, but it really is a trailer. I mean, it starts out with them showing like footage of the first 8 movies. For actually half of the whole thing was just a bunch of old footage. Yes, that was the Discord DM sound that I got from my friend. I'm going to go ahead and close that out. But anyway, so the second half is where we saw the new footage, which really did come off more like a trailer than a behind the scenes or anything like that. It's a sizzle reel. I mean, it's not really supposed to be behind the scenes, but the big takeaway from it is there's going to be a huge battle with many ships, which we all kind of expected because this trilogy has not really had a big space battle. Rogue One was the last time we really saw like a huge battle in space, the Battle of Scarif. But the big talking point of this trailer, or whatever, I'm going to call it a trailer because that's what it is. Sizzle reel trailer, there's not that much of a difference except that the sizzle reel probably won't be in theaters. That's the only real difference. But I don't think it will be. But anyways, the big talking point is the shot of Rey, who's been the main character. Well, the main character is Kylo Ren, really, but let's be real. That's the real main character of this trilogy. But Rey, the protagonist, dressed in a black cloak, holding what appears to be like an adjustable double-bladed red lightsaber. It's one of the ones that if you saw the trailer, it's like 2. You can flip it forward and make it into like a bow. Looks pretty cool. I mean, it's a cool looking design, and people are obviously going to freak out over this, but I think a lot of the fandom is realizing what I'm realizing, which is this is a clear misdirection. I do not think that Rey is going to go dark in this movie. I don't think Rey will become a Sith Lord or a dark side user whatsoever in this film. I just don't see that being the case, and nothing that's come out about the film tells me otherwise. And after actually seeing this footage with my own eyes, I'm even more convinced of it. Now, obviously, the thing about this film is they want to make a lot of money with this thing. I would assume that J.J. Abrams is aware of, I would hope, he's aware of what Rian Johnson's Episode 8 has done to the fandom as far as split the fandom. No matter what side he's on, it's irrelevant. He knows that with this movie, one of his goals has to be to reunite the fandom and give the series a good send-off, because this will be the end of the Skywalker saga. So, it's got to be a big deal. And it's got to be done, well. And I think what he's going to do with this movie is, I'm not expecting Episode 9 to have this really great plot. I'm expecting several twists because that's what J.J. Abrams is known for. Maybe some explanations of some things. In fact, I think some things will be explained. And on top of that, a lot of like ballyhoo and pyro, meaning like a lot of big fights, a lot of space fights, lightsaber duels. I'm expecting this movie to have more of that. It'll be sort of like Revenge of the Sith, to where George Lucas just put in a lot more stuff in that movie, and it's considered by almost everyone to be the best of the prequels because of how much stuff he put into it. But it's a lot of it is that. I mean, I remember Revenge of the Sith, it came off very rushed, and I always thought to myself, this should have been a 3-hour movie. Revenge of the Sith would have been way better paced if they stretched it out to about 3 hours. With this film, there's already rumors that it might end up being 3 hours long. There's already rumors of that. But what I was going to say was the scene of Rey, it looks remarkably like a dream sequence. I mean, just looking at the small, 3 seconds we saw in this sizzle reel, this is not reality, right, when I see that footage. What I think they're going to do here is, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be like Palpatine, or maybe even Kylo Ren, but probably Palpatine. I'm thinking it's Palpatine trying to seduce Rey into the dark side of the Force by showing her a vision of what she should become. That's why you hear a new voiceover where he says your journey is almost at an end, because he is, I think, going to seduce Rey into becoming, like I said, the dark side, to join the dark side, and showing her the kind of power she can have, with a double-bladed red lightsaber, essentially becoming a modern Darth Maul, like if Palpatine comes back to life, the first apprentice that we saw him have in the entire saga chronologically was Darth Maul. So, it would be like him starting over again with Rey. That's the way I'm seeing that. Of course, in the movie, I'm pretty sure Rey will deny him and say, I'm not joining the dark side. because I don't see that being a plot point for this film. I mean, I know a lot of fans want to see that. If they were going to do something like that, it would have happened in episode 8. I don't think they're going to make her evil in this movie whatsoever. That's not the story here. And based on all the leaks that we've gotten, it's clear trailer misdirection. It's clearly just, it's supposed to be, because they, like I said, they want to make money with this movie, so they want to throw as many gimmicks as possible. And if people are going to see that trailer that's real and see her wielding that double-bladed lightsaber, I think people are going to, be more apt to go see the movie. They're trying to win people back, and I don't want to call it clickbait, but it kind of is like, oh, look, Rey might go evil. Let me buy my ticket to see that. They're throwing everything at the wall here and hoping that something sticks. Now, for the next part of this video, I'm going to go into what I believe is a possible spoiler. Just letting you know that now, okay? Again, this is more so just my guess based on the leaks and things like that, but I'm pretty sure that I'm right about this. So just letting you know, I might be right about this based on what's come out and what may happen in the movie. So you've been warned. I think the big reveal here with that scene is that we're going to find out that Rey is either... Now, Rey can't be related to Palpatine because she was born after he died, after his body died or whatever. But Rey may have been part of some kind of project, some kind of cloning project to create a new army, sort of like what the Inquisitors were, except a lot more powerful. Or possibly Palpatine wanted to create a new vessel for himself, a new body, and Rey might be the body that he wants for himself. And maybe part of his contingency plan after he died was to create clones or something, possibly even from Luke Skywalker's severed hand. That was my wacky theory, that Palpatine or somebody got their hands on Luke's hand, maybe Snoke did or whatever, and cloned Rey from it. I mean, that's a possibility. It would explain as to why she's so powerful, right? Because if they explain that she actually was artificially created by either the Force or by cloning, it's going to at least somewhat explain why she is so strong in these last 2 movies. Now, I'm not saying that that's a good plot point or not, but I mean, it would at least make sense with why she's so strong and why she has these weird memories of her parents that may or may not be true. She might not even have biological parents. They might have just adopted her. It could have been like a Leia Organa type thing where she was born, they took her away. I mean, it just seems very plausible that she was meant to be Palpatine's apprentice or Palpatine's vessel. That's what I'm seeing it. And because remember, Palpatine, never really cared. I mean, even if you played, they're not canon anymore, but if you play this Force Unleashed games, there's a lot of clues about Sith having secret apprentices and secret plans, and it's been discussed a lot in the recent books as well about Palpatine's, plans for when he died. And it just makes sense to me that Rey was probably supposed to be evil, but the way that life sort of course corrects itself and whatnot, and her experiences in meeting people like Han Solo, Princess Leia, and Luke Skywalker have changed her and driven her away from that path. Because remember, in episode 8, when Luke and her are training, he notices that she goes right to the dark, right? And that was a big plot point for that movie. Like, oh man, you went right to the dark. And it just sounds to me like she's supposed to be apt to be a dark side user, but she'll probably make the decision in this film to not go dark side and to fight against Palpatine probably close to the end of the film. So again, I'm not buying this. Please don't be fooled by this. Of course, I could be wrong. I mean, she actually might go evil, but I really, really don't think so. I think that she, again, is some kind of instrument of destruction for Palpatine, and I think she doesn't realize it. Her memory's been wiped or whatever the case is, and she'll find out in this film that she is, and he'll probably tease her by saying, this is who you can become. Look how powerful you can become, and this and that, when... obviously she can become powerful, but she might be able to do it without the help of Palpatine. I mean, she did read all the Jedi books, presumably, after episode 8. So let me know what you think in the comments. Again, I do not think Rey is evil. The D23 sizzle reel looked good. Some really cool shots in the movie. And again, I don't know if it's going to be able to save the franchise. It's tough with the damage that Last Jedi did, but if it's a good movie, if it's a fun movie, that's really all we can ask for, right? All we can ask for is just a good time. That's it. We can't. They're not going to remake episode 8. I don't know why that petition even went up. It's silly, but if this guy can try to fix some of the problems that Episode 8 caused, I guess it could end up being a good movie either way. Of course, we'll never see Luke in action the way I wanted him to be, but, I mean, what can you do? You can't be mad forever, right? Anyways, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll talk soon.